How's it going, fans of the PBL? It is Jacob, the coach of the Ecruteak City Stantlers, and welcome to Week 10. This week we're playing against Nick, the coach of the Cerulean City Psyducks, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, there's kind of a lot to explain in my my thought process here. I'm going to save a lot of that to the end, just because, quite frankly, I've recorded this a couple times and I haven't gotten through it yet. Anyway, I lead off with my Mesprit, our dedicated lead for this week, and he leads off with High Tech, the Incineroar. Now, this is obviously a bad matchup for Mesprits, but, we're going to stick to our guns here and we're going to stay in. He does go for a knockoff. That also triggers to me that he is faster than me. I get my Reflect off after he knocks off my Light Clay, and there it is, so taking half damage from physical damage. But anyway, he is faster than me, so either he's invested in speed or he has some sort of Choice Scarf. So he does switch out on this turn. I kind of expected to die, but I just pressed U-turn anyway, just in case. And it turns out that he, that's fine with me. So he goes ahead and he switches out, and maybe he thought that I would live through the Reflect, I'm not sure. Either way, I switch in to CR17 Topiary, the Shaman, getting her debut this week. He switches out, I guess he's just reading for the Psychic. I did just click Psychic, I wanted to just be pretty basic about it, it wasn't anything too crazy. And he doesn't take any damage from that. Oh well. So after that, he goes for an Iron Head. I guess maybe expecting me to switch into like Lele or something. I'm not sure. He does get the flinch, which is pretty unfortunate. Luckily, the Reflect made me take pretty much nothing. Now, the fact that he switched there and didn't use a fire move pretty much confirmed to me that he was, in fact, a choice item and probably choice Scarf. And that kind of plays a really big role in this battle, and you'll see why. I go for the Earth Power as he switched it into Sylveon, so clearly that didn't do a lot of damage. Oh well. And from here, I use a Seed Flare. I'm just going for the stat drops at this point. And as you can see, it does a pretty good amount. But he goes for a Yawn, so it's going to kind of like soft force me to switch. Really nothing too much to do there. It is what it is. It forces a switcher sleep. So obviously we're going to switch. We don't want our Shaman falling asleep. Honestly, now that I think about it, it wouldn't have mattered because I have Natural Cure. So it would have been fine if I fell asleep. Anyway. He goes for a Protect there, so I do kind of just get a free switch in to Mesprit, so that is okay with me, to be quite honest. Now here, he decides to switch out. I guess maybe, I don't know what he was afraid of, but either way, he brings in his Incineroar again with the mentality that he's going to take me out. I get my Stealth Rocks up because I'm like, alright, I definitely need this for an all-offensive team, so let's go ahead and just get that out there right now. So after that, he goes for an Iron Head here, and I am actually shocked to find that I survive. So I can go ahead and I set up the Reflect, just because. And now is where this game really cracks open. So he goes for this Iron Head here, right, and it takes out Tikal. And I am convinced at this point that he's Choice Scarfed. Which means that Garchomp, if that is true, Garchomp can come in right here, and he can just start setting up in this thing's face for free with no penalty whatsoever. So he's going to switch out, which confirms that to me. And he brings out his Rotom Wash, which is fine. And from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up our Swords Dance. So we go up to +2 on Garchomp. That's always a really good thing for us. And, he gets his leftovers back, which does kind of matter, but also kind of doesn't. So I'm going to go for a Substitute here, expecting him to go for a Will-O-Wisp. And that is exactly what he did. He said he thought about not doing it, but either way he did, so that is what we got. So now I'm behind a sub, and there's a Rotom in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and Swords Dance again, just because I like to make sure that, we can do the thing that we gotta do. Alright, so now we're at +4 attack, which is super nice for me. He goes for a Hydro Pump, and he does in fact land it, which is unfortunate for me, but, it's a pretty decent accuracy. It's like 85 or something. So he does take out the Substitute, unfortunately. That being said, this turn was an interesting one because either he was going to go for Hydro Pump again, or he was going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I wanted to test the water, so I went with a Substitute, and there it is. And then he went for a Hydro Pump, and he actually missed. So at this point, we both kind of knew that this wasn't going to end well for him. So we do go for a Dragon Claw here, and we get the one-shot on Rotom. It really depends on what his EV set was on whether or not that actually killed him. I'm pretty sure it did. Regardless, it went down. So there he goes. And then comes in Sylveon, and pretty much this this sweep is underway here. Like the people in the stands are either roaring in applause or they are just going to walk out of the building because, really, it's pretty much over. So we've got a +4 Garchomp. He's sitting behind a substitute. At this point, he outspeeds everything on his team except for the Incineroar with the Choice Scarf. And yeah, after that, Garchomp just kind of gets to attack 6 times, and everybody's going to go down. I'm okay with spoiling that here just because it's pretty obvious if you follow Pokemon that it's over there. But yeah, I decided to go with a more hyper-offensive style team this week. I had Mesprit just to try to get some screens up, throw some hazards up, then go down, and then hopefully come in on somebody that we knew we could set up on with any of our mean attackers, and then set up and do the sweep. And luckily, it was Garchomp this week. Honestly, I had like set up moves on pretty much everybody, and it was kind of a premeditated thing of like, all right, I'm gonna let Mesprit faint, bring in somebody else that can set up in that person's face, set up, and hopefully run away with this sweep. And luckily, we got it. This could have easily fallen apart. I don't really know how. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it could have been stopped, I'm sure. But either way, he does go before me here and goes for the Drain Punch, but it doesn't really break the sub, so it is what it is. So down that Incineroar goes. And that's pretty much the game. There's really not too much more to say, like I said. But I am going to go and fill in the time here. I know that Nick was one salty boy on missing that Hydro Pump. I don't know how much that would have changed in the end. I guess Incineroar could have outsped and gone for a Will-O-Wisp maybe. I don't even know if that's in his moveset. But if it was, maybe he could have gotten that burn off. But at the same time, I don't really know if that changed the math on a lot, because he was at +4, which means that cutting his attack in half would have left him still at a +2 Garchomp level. And at that, at a +2 Garchomp, the only thing on his team that he didn't really one-shot anyway was Rotom, who went down super fast. So I don't really think it mattered too much. I think the big misplay was having the Choice Scarf on the Incineroar. Either way, GG to Nick. He kind of went into it thinking that he was going to lose. He said it on stream. But he wanted to put up better of a showing. I honestly think he did okay. Like, in the turns that he had, he played interestingly. He had the Choice Scarf Incineroar. I don't think he's run that yet this season, so it definitely caught me a little off guard. I didn't expect it at all. The Yawn on the Sylveon was pretty cool. It was like threatening a switch. I haven't really seen that move get used at all. And then the Rotom play, like the miss on the Hydro Pump again, was kind of just like a kick in the shin once you're already down, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, he did what he could, and that's that. But thanks again for watching, guys. Coming up in the next couple weeks, I play against some of the top people in the league. Play against, actually, I'll look it up right now. I seem to be doing that at the end of every single one of my battles nowadays. Let's go ahead and look. So, coming up in the weeks ahead, 11 through 14, I have to play against the first place team, the 5th place team, 1st, 5th, 1st, 4th, and 5th. So, a bunch of teams that are going to playoffs I have to play in the back half of my season. So, wish me luck, everybody. I'll see y'all in probably, 2 weeks? I'm guessing 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. All right. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. I'll see you around.